Today, we are going to be looking at 6 must-try new whiskeys for 2025. I'm Jeff, this is G Whiskey, stick around. Alright, so before we dive in, just really quickly, I want to mention that a couple days ago, the channel hit 20,000 subscribers. I don't want to dwell on this for too long, but A, wow, and B, thank you. Now listen, I realize that 20,000 is still a relatively small YouTube channel, but I'm still going to let this go to my head. It will feed my ego, and I expect that as the channel continues to grow, I will become increasingly insufferable. Because I mean, really, if you think about it, 20,000 is still very much not a small number, and whiskey is a niche interest. So does this make me famous within the community? Does this mean I'm like better than other people? Maybe. But genuinely, thank you to each and every one of you for the views, the comments, support. I do appreciate it. And yeah, onwards and upwards to 30K. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's talk about some whiskey. So today we're doing the equivalent of G Whiskey news. And basically, we just go over some new and exciting or upcoming releases in the world of whiskey. For these videos, I rank the bottles from the ones I'm least excited to try up to the ones that I'm most excited to try. And as usual, guys, I do have a mystery pour in the glass here. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video and I'll share with you what that is. And your hint for today is that this is a bottle that I reviewed recently. I didn't love it. It is from an island distillery that up until recently was just not on the enthusiast's radar. So good luck guessing. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into it. These are 6 whiskeys that I'm excited to try in 2025. In the meantime, if you'll kindly leave a like down below, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, starting things off at the back of this list is the Glen Moray Lanta, and no, not this one, I am talking about this one. Glen Moray recently re-released the Lanta with an older age statement, which is something that is quite uncommon in the world of single malts, but it's not uncommon for Glen Moray. They've done this before. This is a brand that is not low on age stock. They recently bumped the 10-year-old up to a 12-year-old. They had the no age stated Ardho that was updated to a 16-year-old. The Nectar is what they called it. And this Lanta used to be 12, it is now 15, which is a good thing, probably. Our ABV here, still 43%, still colored, still chill filtered, and I'll be honest, I never loved the Lanta. I thought it was fine. Definitely never a favorite from the affordable Glen Moray range, so there's a reason it's at the back of this list. But still, I'm hoping those 3 years did something special, added something different. So it's one I hope to try at some point this year. At number 6, Glen Moray Lanta 15-year-old. Next up at number 5, we've got the Wolfburn 8-year-old cognac finished release. Now, Wolfburn is not a brand that I'm too familiar with. I have tried stuff from them before. So far, kind of hit or miss, but I do want to circle back around to them. This is a pretty newish brand. The new version of the distillery only opened in 2013, and even though I haven't loved anything from them yet, I have been intrigued by them, and I figure if I'm going to come back to something from them, it might as well be a cognac cask maturation. If you know the channel, you know I love my brandy casks. This one's 46%, it's non-chill filtered, it's natural color. Nice to have that 8-year-old age statement from them. They only released 3,900 bottles of this stuff, so I'm not sure I'll ever get a chance to try it, but I can hope. This one still falls towards the back of the list because it is quite a gamble. It could be great, it could be a train wreck, but because I want to try the brand again and because I do like the cask maturation here, yeah, great place to start. Comes in at number 5, Wolfburn 18-year-old cognac finish. Number 4 is another one that I feel could go either way. I'm not sure, but it is from a brand that I have a lot of faith in, and that brand is Ardho. However, it was matured in a cask that I don't know enough about and probably don't have too much faith in. The cask is Mezcow, but because it's Ardho, I feel like it might work. Now, I'll admit I have very little experience when it comes to whiskey matured in tequila or Mezcow casks. So far, what I've had has not impressed, but that's like 2 whiskeys. Really just not enough of a sample size. Ardho, though, they do have good cask play, so there you go. What do we need to know about this stuff? This one is a limited edition 6-year-old that spent 20 months in Mezcal casks, 55% ABV, it's peated at 30 ppm, and we have just shy of 5,000 bottles made. This is a pretty fresh release. I think it only came out a couple of weeks back. I've not tried it. I don't know anyone who has tried it, but I am curious. It's number 4, Ardho Mezcal. Next up, we've got a whiskey that I'm pretty sure I'm going to like, and that is the Ardho Bolsa. Now, Ardho is the newest distillery on Islay. I believe they only started distilling in 2018. They make peated whiskey. They make very good peated whiskey. This should be the third, I believe the third addition to their core range. They started with their inaugural 5-year-old release, which was delicious. Then they put out the Infinite Lock, which is a sherried expression. And now we've got our Bolsa, which is also sherried. This stuff is 50% non-chill filtered natural color, mostly matured in Oloroso sherry casks. And apparently this one is going to be more sherry forward than the Infinite Lock. Now, I didn't try the Infinite Lock. Obviously, I've not tried this one. I have tried their inaugural release, and that was enough to kind of impress me and sell me on the brand. So I do want to try pretty much anything new that they put out. This is yet to make it to my market, but I will be buying it the moment I see it. Comes in at number, what is this, 3? Yeah, 3. Ardho Bolsa. At number 2, we've got Kilchoman Loch Gorm, which is something I have tried before, but this is a batch whiskey, and the latest batch is 10 years old. So this is the oldest age statement we've ever seen from them, and I'm curious to see what kind of effect that has on the whiskey. Traditionally, I have enjoyed this release, and I really shouldn't because it's not my go-to style. This is very much on the sweet, syrupy side of sherried whiskeys, and that's not usually something that I like, but for some reason, I've just always had a soft spot for this whiskey. I much prefer it to the Saneg. Granted, it's more expensive, it's more premium, but yeah, I don't know. I like this one. I always have. The last time I looked at this stuff on the channel was years ago, and that was the 2021 release, and I believe that's actually the last bottle of this stuff that I had. I don't think I've had any since then, so it's been a minute. Aside from the older age statement, this is just a traditional Loch Gorm in the sense that it is fully matured in Oloroso sherry casks. It's peated at 50 ppm, and yeah, I mean, not much else to say. If you like the sweet peat sherry combos, this is a good bottle. And because it's been quite a few years, and because we finally have that 10-year age statement on this one, I am very curious. So coming in at number 2, Kilchoman Loch Gorm 10-year-old. All right, for number 1, we are sticking with the same brand. We're sticking with Kilchoman. What I've got for you guys is the 13-year-old. This one is a follow-up to last year's 16-year-old release, which I think people liked. I don't actually know anyone who bought it. It was very expensive. It came in at 200 pounds. So yeah, I hear it was good, but at that price, better be. That is a whiskey that I would have loved to try, but A, never saw it here on the shelves, and B, 200 pounds. Now our 13-year-old is cheaper. It's not cheap, but it is cheaper. This one comes in at about 90 pounds, which granted still expensive for a 13-year-old, but it is less than half the price of the 16-year-old. So I guess that's progress. This one has been matured in ex-bourbon barrels, ex-bourbon octaves, and Calvados casks. Calvados is, of course, apple brandy, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever had a whiskey matured in Calvados casks before, unless I have. I don't think I have, but I don't remember. That's the thing. Oftentimes when I'm drinking, I don't remember what I've been drinking, and that's because I've been drinking. Anyway, we have an interesting cask makeup here. We have a good age statement. It's from a good brand. It's 50% non-chill filtered natural color. I am intrigued, and while it isn't quite as exorbitantly priced as the 16-year-old, still expensive, I still am probably going to buy it when I see it, if I see it. Comes in at number 1, Kilchoman 13. All right, that was the list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I want to hear from you. So what are some whiskeys that you are excited to try? These don't need to be like brand new releases or upcoming releases, just whiskeys you've not tried yet that you want to. Or oppositely, if you tried any of the whiskeys from today's list, let me know what you thought of them. How much did you pay? How did they taste? Looking forward to reading that down below in the comments. And finally, if you stuck around to find out what the mystery pour in my glass is, I mentioned that this is from an island distillery that has been off of the enthusiasts' radar for some time, but they recently revamped their core range. I reviewed this recently, didn't love it. What I'm drinking is Scapa 16. This bottle was on a previous list that I did like this, where I'm talking about whiskeys that I'm excited to try, and now I have. It's fine. Now, this is not a bad whiskey. I think I just had very high expectations. I got a little bit too excited about this one. I do feel like they leaned too much into the casks here. I feel like it's a little bit too sweet, and I also wish this was a little bit more refined and we tasted the full brunt of the 16 years. Brunt of the... whatever. But it's fine. It's nice. And that brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to help support the channel, I have Patreon and PayPal linked down below. Here are my lovely patrons, and I guess we'll catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.